you could talk. I actually did think about this, and so are you recording now?
I am.
So
Yep.
for me, there was something that I started doing with a friend of mine, and that was kind of like picking a word for every year.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've done this for maybe 2 years. It's the third year now. And so one, like the first example that I can think of is the word abide.
Mm.
What a multifaceted word. But like that, it was just coming up over and over and over again. And so it was probably in the middle of the summer that I really decided, I was like, this is like a theme word. Because I think we always go through patterns of just like things line up in order to teach us one thing, and then we take it and then move on. But it's cool to have it sum up in a word. But yeah, so the word abide. So this word, what does it mean to me? There's something very active about the word abide. And so like taking it with, let's go with John, in the Gospel of John, when Jesus, John 15, when Jesus is talking about abide in me, like that's not a passive, like you are abiding someplace, you are making that your home. And so again, multifaceted, but like very much, just I guess multifaceted in the implications, but deliberately, like at face value, it's a deliberate like choice of living, not just like like live in me, or I don't know. There are much more passive words that he could have used, but when we translated it into English, we chose abide, which is just like an active form of living someplace. Like I abide in my dorm room, and it is messy. So
what did like abiding look like for you?
This was during the transition from college or from high school to Bible Institute years, and so it was in the summer, which was arguably the best summer of my life. But this word just kept popping up. I ended up having a group of friends, and we like hung out like 3 times a week, but they weren't friends that I had in high school. It was just like and then we graduated together, and we just like hung out and made an insane summer. But it was just like, as this transition was happening, it's like, where's your home? I suppose you could get really cliche with it, but it really served like the purpose of like, all right, you are leaving your house. You're gonna have a great time in your home of like Warsaw, and then you are going to go 13 hours away to the middle of the mountains, in the middle of nowhere in upstate New York. But it was just continue to like abide in me. And like as I was learning more from God's word, and being challenged and questioning and coming to new conclusions, and it was just like figuring out what it looks like to live there, because you, for the sake of metaphor, you rearrange your furniture every once in a while, and you bring new things in every once in a while, and you also declutter.
Yes.
And there are a lot of things that I guess I picked up when I was just like passively, not due to any one person's fault, but just, I guess like my Midwest evangelical church experience really just had a lot of bad beliefs that were picked up, that I didn't realize. And so it was just like, okay, I'm still trying to abide here, but this home doesn't look the way that I want it to whatsoever. And so it was just like digging deeper and figuring out what God's word looked like. But let's see what the other question was. And it was, how does it impact me moving forward? Well, I guess that I already talked about how it's shaped me. Does it impact my moving forward? So again, that was like 2 years ago now. But it affected me to moving forward. I guess like really like living in that metaphor of just like a continual active, like I'm choosing to live here. I'm not being forced to live here, but it's an active like pursuit. So I guess moving forward in the future, those implications are kind of like folded into the word itself.
Mm.
But yeah, that's one word. I have many more words.
Hmm.
But
How would you challenge someone that maybe has been passive?
ooh. What's that one? I'm obsessed with habit change and social experiments, or like just like self experiments in discipline for myself. And so I take on random challenges, and right now I'm taking cold showers every day for the month of February.
So January and then cold showers.
Yeah.
There we go.
But it would be cheating for it to not be at least 30 days, so it goes until March 2nd. But, so I'm obsessed with stuff like that. So I've been doing a lot of research, watching people like that do cold things and whatever, and like teach their body how to control their adrenaline and like stay warm, crazy stuff. But he was talking about the first steps. This was a podcast. The first steps of like moving forward in things or whatever. I'm probably mixing a bunch of stuff up, but whoever this guy was, he said the first step is to quit, to live thoughtfully, like to know why you do what you do. And so to someone that would be passive, I think that the only thing that will change them is themselves, because you'll only do what you want to do, and that's very weird, but it kind of has the implication of depravity, but then also the implication of free will, because you only do what you want to do. And so nothing will change someone unless they start realizing what they're doing. So the way that I would really challenge them, I guess, would be to kind of like ask questions that would force them to make self-assessments or something like that. So, because I think that we don't ask enough questions of ourselves or of the people around us, or of our beliefs, or all that. So if I were to challenge someone to abide, it would first mean that I would have to challenge them to see where they're living and what they're living in.
Good stuff.
Yeah.